Hello everyone. This is the next get up, set up, red up thing of doing. The shark hat from that island I went on vacation one time a year or two ago. And only one of my two exercise gloves, not even the ones you saw before. How do I do this get up? I really am a Dipper slash Mabel Pines kind of a amalgam kind of person. Having to not worry about the swear I wore every day at high school. For a good reason I liked anyways, but not our only default. The fashion design controversy can be its own thing. Anyways, we are here to talk about, in a personal way, not so much the update itself, which we can certainly get into later. Thank you for the next couple RSS subscribers for that matter. Whoever those people are, I have a few ideas who they are, but there's a post in due for the blog on the website, as well as a video from the personal alt that I can upload to. I don't need the desktop to get to the alt. I can use it on my phone, but so I can upload a video from there if I need to at last resort case scenario thing. So with this clever getup, we're going to talk on a personal level from the Odd Crosswind Tony Cash channel about my Wiry. The Patreon is its own beast. I'm not going to lie, not Clay Beast. I can still work with a $7 per month thing, but for those of you who have money. But not all of us seem to have to, but it's like its own thing. And even then, money manifestation is its own thing, but like money manifestation, spirituality, whatever. My Wiry. The title of this video will actually be something like in 15 minutes. This will be the video. We're going to title it something like My Wiry LLC, or My Wiry in particular, is not a pointless organization, and here's why. And so we're getting into that for the next 13 minutes. A lot of people who look at this website, .org site, and the things I do for it, ranch and radio station, whatever the heck, new ideas, all the like. It's whatever sources I offer, from claymation, philosophy, or introspection and insight, stop motion filming, sculpting, and it's like, okay. And then like the other ones, like the power ups, Minecraft stuff, and the other things I do with the other stuff, science communication, and it's like, okay, but then what is this My Wiry dude Tony Cashman even offering? What kind of service or products are being offered here? What is even happening here? And it's like, well, you see, blah 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 blah, and it's like, wait, Tony, what are you doing with this? And yeah, so we can certainly dive into that, if I even know how to. But it's just if you've seen the Class of Insightful Learning episode O Only, not P was pretty cool. That came afterwards, but like a O Only lesson, and that was the 5-minute episode where I did in my other house when I was doing a bunch of videos in that house over the Christmas break, and then on my phone, which is why head for desktop was a little different. Getting back on this desktop being different from what I was doing elsewise. But like just but from that coil lesson, I say something about, long story short, short story long, still can be long story short, about how you can actually understand that everyone is truly insightful, and that there's nothing about some superpower you can use that makes you, these are the glove hand, but like that you can use to determine whether or not someone has light bulb ideas or even remarks of what they're doing with their intellectualism and their wisdom, and even things along with bravery and power. It doesn't have to be like that. No one is unique in that regard. We're all in this together. I keep saying that for a reason. No one is better or worse than anyone else. You do things for yourself. You don't need anyone to save you. You save yourself and you help yourself. We can help each other. We can do extraordinary things we don't know about in the first place, more than we realize. How we help each other. But you always do look out for each other for sure, but you can only truly save yourself and even help yourself. But the thing with this is that the reason I talk about that in Coil is that it comes down to the idea that there are things out there in this world that we don't seem to have to understand, not having all the answers to anything, which we never have to. But when it comes to things like MW, I was basically offering this idea that there were ideas worth considering, new ideas. I mentioned about this before on one of the actually recent live streams I did. Was it a live stream? I think it was a live stream. Yeah, that was the live stream. Almost a week ago. The first live stream I did every other month or so, or every few months or months in total. That these ideas are worth sharing. No reference to TED Talks at that point, but the new ideas that come about, where you have these weird solutions you can't explain. I did the video again. I keep showing my content. The video I did on the Takashi alt, where it was like I did the 6-minute business pitch intro, where halfway through I talk about how these ideas that we may or may not make sense, seem pointless to some, but There are these eerie moments where you'll feel an idea for something that may not make sense, let alone as in the form of a business solution offer, and it'll make no sense. It'll be like you're not only not necessarily offering, and I'm bringing this for a reason, that you wouldn't necessarily have to offer a product or service to get to this point, where, and you guys know how I mentioned this in the personal way, okay? Where I was like, I made jokes on my other videos about like how on the Tokash channel about not necessarily knowing how to talk to YouTube or adult or person, human person, or adult grown up or a YouTuber, content creator. I joked about that before, and there was a reason why, and it's just same energy with my Wiry and philosophy and those eerie moments where you go outside, you notice that there's that neon sign or that dark shade on those white lights on along your cabin or your facility door, and you don't know how you feel that energy. You don't know how I've made videos about this before, obviously, always every time, but I had to interject that. But you notice that eerie feeling that something is there, and you don't know how to put it into words. That's the exact energy that the freaking Travian log I didn't have to steal, and the Combinatorics log I didn't have to steal. Good writer steal. This is not writing. That these things that I emphasize the insight rally point culture, which I'm not gonna have to quotate too much anyways. Indeed, the insight rally point culture, being this world, an atmosphere, and the idea of a realm of a world, a new, not so much new world if it's already present, but the idea that you can always interconnect and interchange ideas and opportunities, even if they don't make any gosh darn sense. And it's like, by its own demise, my Wiry could fail in the regard that it will never, not so much not make a profit margin, but like that's a different thing, but that it will never even get imprinted the idea that it was trying to not, it was not manipulating a mindset into other people's brains that they had to behave or think a certain way, more so than it was to just actually get across that these missions come in all shapes and sizes. Just because my Napoleon Hill purpose doesn't make any sense at first, doesn't have good examples, does not mean I didn't have a better idea what my mission and purpose would be anyways, in the first place. I wasn't specific about any goal in career or finance or whatever, but who needs to be? And even if you have to make specific examples just to be a better writer, communicator, hint at the last video, previous to this one, but you would not have to be just worried about having an end result. That's the exact same, not even energy, that it could be, it still is, the exact same reasoning I have for the product and service aspect of my Wiry. I may not have been offering something that was legible, but it was still doing something to begin with. And it's like, would I make a video about that chicken toy, doing my Wiry insight meeting and being like, okay, but if this is really what you would have done with for $400, why would that have to be like a actual? I can do half a discounts, whatever. Why would that have to actually happen? Like, why would be the point of doing a 2-hour meeting about something that doesn't really add up? It's like, why would I pay $1,300 to get a claymation product done, whether I burned out or not? Could be something that you just lead up to. Oh, this is a claymation, but did this have anything to do with a company called Wiry? It's like, what was it for? Was it inspired by it? Was it themed and topicked by it? Topic D, apostrophe D. So what would be the point of doing claymation and insight meeting, so called, for my Wiry if they have nothing to do with it, or even if even this ideal person, so to speak, would have anything to know about this happening in the first place? What would it even mean? And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of what led me to my Wiry in the first place wasn't just the idea of starting a business. It was to actually get across these intuitive, gut feeling ideas, insightful ideas, these truly gut feeling, intuitive ideas that just I don't have any embarrassment for that. Synonymous, make it out of the way. That I am truly following my gut here with having to notice this. Like, even with some of the very mysterious things happening lately that I don't know how to put into better words, nor should I disclose that right away. We'll get to it over time, but it's like basically, in essence, in energy, there are moments where you have to trust your gut in a way that you can't completely confirm, but you know that something is happening, and you know that something is happening in a way that a lot akin to the. I'm going to explain this in the Chrome Gifts Explained video for the blue one, this thing. The Chrome Gift sigil symbol that shows the blue line going up, down, and diagonal, and then straight up. That video is going to be like 8 minutes long. It's going to be like an AMV about some other stuff. Oh, it's Tokashi content again. Yeah. Or Crosswind, but like Abstract Philosophy. But where that video goes about like the invigorating principle, or adamantium Wolverine, if you will, of just being good at self-healing and fragility. Where you get into that kind of thing, it's like, okay, why is that important? Well, my wiry in its own energy all over again is an invigorating principle. It is the idea of having that turntable of just being like, oh, so I don't need to be a specialist or a generalist. I don't need to be focused or scatterbrained or Johnny Appleseed or like doing all these things at once, extra multitasker things. This is probably gonna be the all scroll for the thumbnail, but like, where you don't have to necessarily do everything or one thing, but just having enough things going in a system structure that is formulated in a way where it's specific enough or not specific enough, oddly specific. You just have a way to do it differently that may or may not work, that may or may not make sense, and doesn't even offer a product or service in the form of organizational environment for a business model. It just does something. It may not even be necessarily identified as a business or a company, but it's doing something. And that's more than anything that even I could conjure for like its own excuse or reasoning. It's like whatever's interchangeable. Do I get to make a 50-minute video like this on YouTube saying jack squat about something that I don't even know how to explain in better terms, knowing the content I made for the last almost 700.5 videos on just this main channel alone, talking about my Squarespace site, and it's like, and I haven't even copyright licensed yet, so it's like a little indifferent. Without knowing what I just said, yes and no, you know, it's like I have no doubt that even if the idea of my wire itself fails, the conjecture of just owning a business in itself, some reality of it or some form of progress in it, for that in itself to fail does not mean the whole thing failed. It just gets the idea across. It puts out that energy, that call to the universe, that something is there, and that something is being acknowledged, which is a blessing in disguise for its own thing. Not even just even if in disguise of a blessing. Just knowing that something is there is beautiful. When you just trust that gut intuition feeling for doing something or realizing something is happening without coming out and confirm it. Again, with the Quill episode only. When you just know it. Too tender of a moment to be like that. Too sophisticated. It's like, how did I know that I was supposed to make a company called this Mighty Wiry, and then just do it, and not worry about making money off of it, not worry about blowing money on into it, just doing it. This is the kind of faith I want any of you to have in your own life. Just because you think, maybe like me, maybe, that you would be like nihilistic apathy. I don't know what's going on. My life still sucked anyways. I didn't have to worry about anything. I still did. Oh, people worry too much. People worry too little. What am I doing on this planet these many years or too few years? Guys, don't worry about it. I did this. Still in this kind of a weird thing where I kind of postpone some of my own things. I don't do enough of the other things I should be doing. Very much indeed. Shelter hermiting and working on weekends and then and still not knowing what to do to make things better. But I really am doing a good job, aren't I? My Wiry is not a pointless company. It's far from that. It's doing something. It's tangentially striking a fire on something that I can acknowledge and at least embrace while I can, in a way that it's more than what I can realize right now for myself. When I can just sense that gut feeling of something is there, I have to give it light, even if it makes no damn sense. And yeah, wasting hundreds of dollars on something like this might not be everyone's cup of tea, but this is the life you have to be understanding, if not even living already, where it is truly that you have no regrets for some of the financial or even sentimental decisions you make in your earlier years, dormitory, whatever else, than even if you have to live now before later. And some of it is long-term gravitation, not gonna lie. Encourage a about approach. We'll try literally without a ranch, literally without a radio station, what My Wiry is in the minds of many people in this society is not a company that makes money. It is something, it's an idea, a philosophy of itself, abstract or not, that allows you to be Wiry in your Wiry.